Good morning.
Welcome to Reflecting Back with Michelle podcast. I am your host, Michelle Nelson, and I have the privilege to interview Sandi. Sandi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. Yes, my name is Sandy. My best friend calls me Sandy Saint because my name is actually Sandra K. Bernard. Sandy Saint Bernard. Roof, roof. You got that? Now that'll help you remember who I am.
That'll help you. That'll help you remember. Does she actually bark at you?
No, she does not.
You just that's how you have people remember you.
Saint Bernard.
Hey,
That's how
it's
you
it's it's a beautiful dog.
whatever it takes. Yeah.
You're
Yes,
exactly right.
they are.
So I'm super excited to dive deep into your painting. But first of all, I want to talk about let's kind of go back to your childhood and when did you find out that you had the talent to paint?
I had a love for painting and drawing, really both at an early age. My mother would get us the highlights magazines, and so there was a draw. I think it was called
I
Draw.
remember those.
It was a contest, right? So I would always enter that contest with the high hopes of winning, and I never did. But I painted a lot. That painting was my therapy when I was a child.
Mhm.
I've got several different paintings around our home here in Mocane. It's a log home, as you can tell,
Mhm.
beautiful, a gift, true gift. I mean, just a miracle that we're here. But I painted a lot of paintings when I was a child, and that's something I love to do.
Mhm.
Um,
Talk a little bit about the therapy. Like, what would you use it for therapy?
well, okay, I was sprinkled as a baby. First of all,
Mhm.
let me say, we grew up
Okay.
in Trinity Lutheran there in Jefferson City.
Mhm.
Okay, is where I grew up and went to church.
Mhm.
Sprinkled as a baby, went through the teenage catechism as a young teen. I say 13, probably 12 or 13, and then my something really bad happened in my family, and mom and dad ended up divorcing. So that was a tough time, as it is for all children
Sure.
through a breakup
Mhm.
like that.
What age were
But
you?
ah, probably 13 or 14 at
Okay.
that. So,
So you're just hitting puberty, trying to deal with all that, and then a divorce. Sure.
sure. But I'd entered the art contest, and like I
Mhm.
said, I'd
What did you draw?
never won. Whatever they would tell you, they would
Okay.
show you, okay, like here, draw, let's see your rendition of draw. And I think it was Winky. It was like a little deer or something. It was really
Oh,
cute.
fun.
Okay. But the contest was really, I think, for art school scholarships. So
Okay.
I'm going to say that's why I didn't win, because I wasn't old enough for a college scholarship. Okay,
Sure.
maybe because I thought I was pretty good.
Mhm. Just ask me, right? Just
I just
ask me.
crushed, I never won the contest. So
Mhm.
yeah. So then we fast
Mhm.
forward, I guess.
Mhm. So what things would you draw to help you get through the divorce?
Well, painting is what I did for that.
Mhm. So painting there, okay, yeah. So did you just automatically start with painting and never like sketched on a notepad?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
I doodled. I drew flowers. I was always drawing
Mhm.
flowers, and I was always, I don't know, just doodling. I'll call it that. Okay,
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
always
sure.
drawing. Nothing in particular as far as artwork, but the painting is what I loved. Yeah, I
Mhm.
liked, and I to this
Just
day
like to paint, yeah.
love painting. Yes.
Now in your corporate career, did you paint? Were you a teacher or what did you
No,
do in
no,
your corporate
no.
world?
I had some fun things. I had some secretarial background. I was a
Mhm.
medical secretary, legal secretary, managed a nightclub of all things for a few years. Then I was saved.
Mhm.
I found my way back to the altar on
Mhm.
September 10th, 1989. I was 30 years old when I
Mhm.
was baptized into God's family. It
Mhm.
stuck. It finally, I was called and I answered the
Sure.
call.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So you said that you
Yes,
managed a nightclub
I
and
did.
then you said that you were saved. So tell us
Yes,
a little bit about that transition and the revelation, or did someone come into your life
yes,
saying, so
yes.
tell a little bit about that.
Yes, yes. So the nightclub was kind of whoa, whoa. Oh, and
Sure.
remember, this is before I was saved. Okay, let me qualify this. I
Yes.
had lingerie. I had a
We all have those stories.
I started a lingerie business,
Okay.
beautiful lingerie business with my aunt, who
Mhm.
was very much a Christian woman, wonderful, wonderful woman. They did custom fit bras and prosthesis. Okay.
Mhm.
And then they had a beautiful line of lingerie. So that's what I was doing actually at the time that I started. I actually did a show at this nightclub, and they're like, oh, we want her to manage this place. So there I was managing a nightclub, a woman in my 20s, late 20s.
Sure.
I got fired from that job. That was kind of okay, things happen. The
Sure.
brokenness happens
Mhm.
again, right?
100%.
Fired from the job.
Mhm.
And a lady from the law office that I used to work with. And I can't remember now. Okay. I wish I could. And she's since passed away, so I can't ask her. Her name was Lou Holt. She was a realtor, and she invited me to her church.
Mm.
And Lou had MS, and she sat on the front row. So here I was in church. First time I'd been in church
Mm.
now since I
Mhm.
was
How
what
did she convince you to go?
I can't remember. She just
Were you
invited.
were you just like broken inside and you're like trying were you lost? Like what was
Yeah.
anything? Mhm.
The love of my life, and I had broken up. I'd lost the job.
Mhm.
I was actually living at my dad's at the time. And that period of time, I don't know. I wish I could remember all of those memories. I really do.
Sure. Yeah.
I just know it was Lou that invited me, and I went,
Mhm.
and we were on the very front row.
Mhm.
She sat right, I mean, right up front. Gary Denbo was the pastor there, wonderful man.
Mhm.
And the message was, is something missing from your life?
Mm, sure. Of course it is.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course it
Mhm.
was.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, yep, he's talking to me,
Mhm.
talking to me. So Jesus called me, and I answered that day. And I say that's when life really begins. And it kind of does.
Sure.
So I was 30, remember,
Mhm.
at that
And we're
time.
not giving age. We're not telling what age you are now, but
Oh,
you're
oh,
not 30, right?
no, no. But I was 30 then.
Mhm. So let's talk about that. So after 30, what does
Yes.
that look like? Are you still in the nightclub business?
No, no, no.
Yep.
And oh wow, I've done some fun things. I worked for television. I got my start in television again, thanks to a beautiful friend
Mhm.
believed in me and said, Sandy, you need to come to work at KMIZ television. So I did. From there, and I love that. It was a great experience. From there, and I've been doing that ever since, by the way. I still have television commercials on the air today. But I went to work for one of my clients, the Midway Exposition Center,
Okay.
rodeos, horse shows. I'm a horse lover. My daddy and I loved horses.
Mhm.
That's another fun piece of my life. But
Mhm.
so I went to work for the Midway Exposition Center, and I did sports marketing advertising sales for them. Okay. So that's like, you go to the races or whatever, and you see advertisement,
Mhm.
right? You
Yeah,
with me?
sure. Yeah.
So that's what I did. That was my goal at the Midway Expo Center.
Mhm. Okay.
But 6 years. Left there, actually got replaced by the owner's son. Oops. And that was a great job, and I loved it. Would never have left. But I found my way back to television. And at that time, I went to work for KRCG Television out of Jefferson City.
Mhm.
And I worked with them. And again, this entrepreneur in me keeps popping up. Okay. We can't help that. It's
Now,
just who.
are you still dabbling? You still painting a little bit here and there, or have you put it down?
Oh, let's get back to painting. Now we can talk about the
Yeah.
painting.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was wanting to know in your 30s, were you dabbling in painting
No,
still, or was it still put aside? Okay.
no,
So
no.
you're just focused on your career, trying to get established in your career. Okay.
And children.
And
Yeah.
children, yeah.
Um, so then went to work at Channel 13,
Mhm.
and developed this thing called business news. So it looks like, because every client you'd meet with, they're like, well, if you could send your news team out to interview us, that would be great. And it's free. So,
Nice.
okay. Well, I'll let the news team know. But meanwhile, I'm here with Michelle Nelson. Michelle, tell me more about your pod. So it's a concept, right? It's a
Mhm. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's called Business News. And I
Mhm.
did that interview 30-second process with a lot of clients. From there, I began my own. I left the station. I had my children. Children's need their mom.
Mhm. So do
Um,
you stay at home with your children?
I was able to at that point, yes.
Okay.
When I began my business, A plus advertising, I
Mhm.
called that
There's a
because A
little
plus
plug.
best grade you can get.
Mhm.
Okay, is what I called it.
Hey, you cut out a little bit. What's the plug?
Yeah. Well, A plus advertising. It's when I went on my own.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
as advertising, and I was able to take some of the clients from that I worked with at the station that I had developed, and continue to work with those clients, but then continue to be a stay-at-home, to work from home.
That's great.
So much to my life, and it's all written in my book. I've written
Mhm.
my second book. My first book is called Do You Have Enough?
Mm.
And that book is about my son. I've got a 24-year-old son, whose dad was taken when he was 2.5 years old in a motorcycle accident.
Mm.
My son is now 24, and he has gone on to be a 3-time state champion dirt bike racer. Now,
Is
that
that wow?
that is a chapter in this, my second book, which is
Okay.
my autobiography, that's entitled The Faith of a Child. And this is a painting that I did back in 2008. So I did pick up and do a painting in 2008. It's called The Faith of a Child.
That's beautiful.
And see, that's I love just it's
That's
a
so
little girl
pretty.
angel.
Yeah.
Because God tells us you have to come with the faith of a child.
Sure.
That's just where it all begins. And I think he expects us to hold on to the
Mhm.
faith of the child through our lives, uh,
Mhm.
and keep it simple. The old KISS method, keep it simple. Sam,
Yes.
you've heard of, everyone's probably heard of the KISS
Go
method.
ahead. Go ahead and tell about the KISS method.
KISS. All
Mhm.
right. Keep it simple. Years ago when I learned it, it was stupid, but I don't call myself stupid, and
Mhm.
you shouldn't either. So,
Yeah.
and since my name starts with it's keep it simple, Sandy,
There
right?
you go. There you go.
Keep it simple, silly. Okay.
Keep it
Don't
simple.
call yourself
Mhm.
stupid. No, that's not nice, right? We don't do that. So we're going to run out of time if we don't, because there's
Yes.
some special things about the
Yes,
painting.
please. Okay, so now we're transitioned into you got sick. What year did you get sick?
Well, before that,
Hmm.
we all were in fear of sickness, and that was during COVID.
Okay. Yeah.
COVID 2019.
Hmm.
In 2020, I lived in Fulton, Missouri with my youngest son, who's now in the Navy, by the way. I have a boy in the military. He's not,
Thank you for the service.
he's in Bahrain. I
Mhm.
began holding a pillow. Part of it was kind of some back trouble. That's where it started. And then I was like, I'm holding on to Jesus because this, I don't want COVID 19. And here's something I hope will help you. We stood on Psalms 91, 10 and 11. Psalms 91, 10 and 11 says, no plague will come near you. What's a plague? Virus, any type of plague. And God's angels have charge over you to protect you. So my son and I said that every day when I drove him to school. We said Psalms 91, 10 and 11. No virus will come near you, and those angels will knock those germs away.
There you go.
We made it fun. And so I
Yeah.
want you to hold on to that, because they're saying, COVID's still whatever, but it's
Yeah.
not coming near us because we have God, we have Jesus, and we have his angels.
There you go.
Let's fast forward again. My oldest son and I bought this beautiful log home that I'm in now a year and a half ago here in McCain. I was having some health issues. Okay. I was having some, I was doing a lot of work. We have a wood burning furnace here. So we began, I had to cut, split logs, and
Oh, wow.
woo, I was doing a lot of work.
I've tried that before. It's very, very hard.
Dude,
I did not. I was not successful.
I got busy. I love it. I love
Mm.
it. I have fun with it. I always have. But I was having some health issues. Like I bend over and get up, I was lightheaded. So I still to this day, I'm not sure what was going on.
Hmm.
But I started having some health issues. On 11/22/22. Now I remember the day. I'd gone to the doctor that morning for some just routine stuff. Went out to Walmart, did some grocery shopping. Smelled some really weird smell, gassy smell that day. I thought that was odd, and I left and I came home. Was doing some woodworking with someone here, and I got sick,
Mm.
very sick. Just lightheaded, dizzy. I said, Mr. Tony, I got to quit. I'm not feeling well. By the time I got in up the stairs in the house, I was disoriented.
Mm.
Okay, so I don't know whether it was maybe the start of a mild stroke. I don't know. And I've asked my doctors since, and it's kind of hard. I called my son, my oldest son, and I said, check on me when you get home. I'm going to lay down. I don't feel good. I wrote a note to my mom and my youngest son because
Mm.
I thought it was it. Okay.
Mhm.
I've never felt like that before nor after. I laid down, I held on to my Jesus pillow. It,
Mhm.
it was just a regular pillow at the time, but to me, it was holding Jesus.
Mhm.
And I prayed and I
Do
said,
you have
God,
a pillow with you right now?
I do. I
Yeah,
do.
show it.
This is my small pillow. This
Aw.
is the painting.
Mhm.
Okay. This is the painting on a pillowcase.
Mm.
And I do have pillowcases that I offer for sale. I keep saying I don't want to sell them one piece at a time, but people need to just hold on to Jesus.
Mhm.
I've got a large one, a queen size that I hold on to
Mm.
every night and pray. But I prayed that day, God, if it's your will, take me, but I don't think my children are ready. And
Mhm.
I went to sleep. I woke up, I was fine. And I've really felt great since. Did
Mhm.
I get a miracle that day? Possibly. I believe in miracles. I've seen miracles in my son's life. I've seen miracles happen. So I
Good.
am a believer in miracles, the
Sure.
God of miracles. My painting is really, really special.
Mhm.
And so here's what I did. So I'm like, I want to make my Jesus pillow real. So I found a picture on Google. All
Mhm.
right. And this was the first picture that I found. And it's really beautiful. And Jesus is really handsome.
Oh,
Almost too
very
handsome.
much so.
He's almost too handsome. But that was so I had that put on my pillow. And then I'm like,
Mhm.
that's not mine. I don't own that. What if other people would like to have a pillow, a Jesus pillow to hold? It sure
Mhm.
has been comforting for me.
I'm going to
So
share
I
my
set
screen
out to,
while you're talking.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to share my screen while you're talking.
Okay. So I set out, all right, to paint I needed to own it. If I was going to offer it to other people, I would have to own it. Okay. So I set out to paint my picture of Jesus.
Mhm.
And that's the painting, if you see behind me, okay, that I did. Um, and there's something very special about that painting. And I want to get to that before we run out of time.
Hey,
Because,
hey, Sandy, do you see my screen really quick? See your picture?
oh, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I put it up here so you can tell us a little bit about it.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so it's kind of a 7 month painting. When I first painted the painting and thought I was finished with it. All right, I thought I was finished with it. And I'm going to show this to you and see if you can see this. And here's what it looked like originally. And you can see how dark Jesus's eyes
Here,
are,
I'm going to
right?
stop sharing so I can see it. Oh, yes. Uh huh.
Okay. And he kind of looks kind of mad, doesn't he? A little.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I thought I was finished with the painting. All right.
Right.
And at that point, I actually had that painting made on it. The first thing I did, I wanted some keychains. My family has something we always hold on. We say, Jesus, take the wheel. Anytime
Sure.
I get in the car, Jesus, take the wheel. It just means God's got this. Okay. Jesus,
Mhm.
help us. Holy Spirit, help
Yep.
us. And that is that original painting. I also was to learn In God We Trust is copyrighted.
Mm,
That was what was originally on the painting as well.
I see.
So, so sometimes God has to paint you a picture or draw you a picture.
Yes.
Okay. And that's exactly what he did on my painting. Unbeknownst to me at the time, I did not even know at the time, but I had to go back and I had to finish that painting. And God had to draw me a picture to tell me that. When I went to have my painting reproduced, all right, so I could share it with others, my mom and family, that was when I was discovered there was something very special on my painting that I did not paint there. I didn't intentionally. If you look close in this area, and if you can maybe, I don't know if you can point it okay, so as you're looking at it, Jesus is on the right of the painting, right above his hand,
Mhm.
there in the cloud, the pink cloud area. There's a little happy face.
Oh, cute. I totally see it.
And it's like one of those things, you see it, you can't
Yeah,
unsee
let me
it.
see. See if I can make it bigger.
And that's when I saw it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a smiling face on my painting. I
Oh,
didn't that there.
awesome. You didn't make that, huh?
No, my first thought was, oh, look, it's Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's a mind awareness, right? That was
Sure.
popped into my brain. Oh, it's Casper the, and then I'm like, oh my, oh wow,
That's neat.
yeah, that's big. And then it took me a while.
Hmm. So tell us about the painting. Tell us about the colors and.
The colors are just the sash around Jesus's waist is gold. I tried to be as descriptive, with biblical, as how it's written in the Bible. It says, "Hold on, I am coming back." John. Wow, where am I here? John 4:1-3.
Mhm.
John 1. Hold on, let me look at my painting. Just a second. John 14:1-3. Golly, Sandy. No, sometimes we forget. That's why we need reminders. John
Absolutely.
1-3. Okay. It says, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also." That's our promise of heaven.
Mhm.
He went and he prepared a place for us. And so heaven is our eternal home. So we have to hold on to our faith. We have to hold on to Jesus. And we have to hold on to the promise of heaven when our days are over here. Or the rapture, whichever takes place first.
Yes.
As
So
we know.
do you have anything like you mentioned when we were talking and we had introductions about you're wanting to go to Chicago?
I said that.
Yeah. Were you going to enter it in some contest and
Oh, no, no, no. I said I'm going to sell the painting. I've offered the
okay,
sale. Okay.
gotcha.
And
Now,
so if
go ahead.
anybody out there, fan of the KC Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, get
Uh-huh.
encourage him to go ahead and buy that painting, because
There you go.
what I'd like to do, here's my dream,
Mhm.
is to sell the painting. And I've got it priced. It's a priceless painting, and I really don't even want to, it's going to be hard to even let go of it. It
Mhm.
really,
Sure.
but
Sure.
I'm always going to have it. But if letting go of it will give me the opportunity to give my pillows away, to go to, I don't know, homeless shelters, orphanages, women who've suffered domestic violence at shelters,
Mhm.
people on hospice care. All right. I just want people to be able to hold on to Jesus, because
Yeah.
that's what it's really all about in this
Sure.
life. Live. It's about holding on to our faith,
Mhm.
God who loves
Mhm.
us.
And if
Um,
people just want to buy the pillow before, so we're waiting for someone to buy the painting. So if they want to do that, where's your information? Where can that be found?
I started my A plus advertising website many years ago, and as of right now, I'm still, because this really is the best news.
Hmm.
A advertising, A plus, expect the best. What's the best news of all? It's the good news.
Sure.
Good news of God. It's the good news that Jesus that loved us so much. He died for us, and he paid the price for our sins as humans, so that we have that gift of heaven. Um,
Hmm.
so my website is A plus, and you have to spell out the PLUS, okay? APLUS advertising. I know it's long, isn't it? ADVERTISING .net. Because I did,
.net. Okay.
wow, back in 2009 is when I
Mhm.
started the company. So they can get on my website, aplusadvertising.net,
Mhm.
and you can click on a link, takes you to a secure uh,
Okay.
order form, ordering process there. And you can, yeah.
And Sandy, how do they reach you on Facebook? Like
Um,
Facebook Messenger?
Sandy with an I, okay, Sandi Bernard, like a St. Bernard roof roof. Okay, is my personal page. And then I also have the A plus advertising on my Facebook as well as the website aplusadvertising.net.
And they can order the pillows?
They can,
Okay.
yes,
What's
yes.
the price of the pillows?
Right now I have them, there's a large pillow, a queen size pillow, and I've
Mhm.
got that one priced at 30. And then the small, I call it more of a child's pillow. Um, ironically, that was the first person that bought one of my pillows was for a child.
Mm.
an
Mm.
old neighbor of mine that wanted that pillow for her 7-year-old child. My
Mm.
grand, of course, was the first to get a pillow.
Yes.
Yeah, of
And
course.
you hand make them yourselves.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. They're beautiful. They're
Mhm.
a soft. Oh, I tell people you can't just see it; you have to feel it. It's
Mhm. Yeah.
Jesus. You can't just see him; you have to feel him, right?
Oh,
But
sure.
these have got. I order them through Amazon. It took me a long time to find a vendor that could actually make and their
Mhm.
pillowcase. I don't try to ship
Good
pillows,
quality.
but they got a zipper on. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. They have a zipper on the bottom,
Okay. Nice.
so you can just,
You wash it. Mhm.
yeah, you can push it over maybe a pillow that you already have.
Mhm.
But they're and oh, okay. Here's the coolest part, and I don't know if you can see it on this pillow, but on the bottom of my painting, and then yeah, once you can see it. Okay,
Mhm.
so you see these pink lines, these
Uh-huh.
stripes here, guys. That's us taking off for heaven. All right, that's us
Nice.
leaving for heaven when God calls us home. So that's so when I hold the pillow, it's got this beautiful, comforting nap. It's not just a,
Mhm.
it's beautiful. It feels
It's
beautiful.
very yeah, it looks very comfortable.
When I hold it, I just go, here we are,
Here
taking
we
off.
are. Let's go. Take it off. Yeah. Oh, fun. Well, we're at the end of our broadcast, but one thing that I like to do, Sandy, is um, in the broadcast with words of wisdom. So, what's
Yeah,
a bit of words of wisdom that you can share to help other people?
yes. Well, Psalms 37:4 says, delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And I have held on to that also. And again, let's go back to Psalms 91:10 and 11, folks. No virus will come near you, and God's angels will keep you safe. God and his angels will keep, his army of angels will keep you safe. So I want to speak that over your life. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your church. If you're not connected, try to get it connected. Hold on to God's word. It's so important to stay in his word, and I study every morning. I open that Bible and I'll read every morning through the Bible in a year. However you have to do it, whatever works for you, just open that word and stay in God's word. It's so important. People, we take it for granted sometimes and we don't understand the depth of it. But so stay in God's word, keep your faith, hold on to your faith. And in the meantime, I'm going to be holding
Mhm.
on to my Jesus, and I want you to as well. Hold
Well,
on to Jesus. He loves you. He
well,
loves
that's great. I really appreciate you coming on the show, Sandy.
you. Thank you,
Yes.
Michelle. Thanks for the opportunity to share. That God is just so good. He's so good. He loves us so much. Thank
Absolutely. Yeah.
you.
And if anybody out there that has a talent or is an entrepreneur, small business owner that would like to get their story out, message me on Facebook and I'd be more than happy to get your story out like Sandy's. This is a ministry, so this is a free opportunity. So everything that Sandy mentioned, her pillows, her painting, I'm doing this for free. So there is no monetary gains from this uh, broadcast.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Michelle.
yeah, absolutely. I have to say that for logistics sake. So,
Right.
all right, hon. Well, you have a great day and thank you again for blessing us.
Bless you, everyone. God bless you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.